Good evening. Let's get this started. Some super cool jazz, super cool wine. Here we go. I've got a new clay and a new day. New wine, new clay, new day. It's exciting opening a new package of clay. Just think about all the possibilities. What can I make of this? Love the smell, love the feel. Hey everybody, a whole lot of people going home. I had a little inspiration last night. What I want to do, I think, with this part of the sculpture, I'm going to change my approach a little bit. Take this cloth off of her here. I've been saying the last few days when people asking me, how do you know when you're done? And my answer is, well, when you stop exploring and start trying to impress people with how good you are at what you're doing, then it is time to be done. And I am not done exploring. I have to remodel this part of her body. It is now exposed. And we're going to take this drapery across her body. It's going to be super cool. A lot of people in the room already. What's everybody saying? A lot of following. What does everyone think? What does everyone have to say? We've made it past hump day, as it were, which is an accomplishment. We are 2 days away from the weekend. There's a whole different thing here because there's a blizzard. Kids home from school. Good deal of blizzarding. Thank you, Brianna. Brianna, your name is familiar. Were you here the other night as well? Just gonna chop that right off. We're gonna go a different direction. This is gonna come through here. Thank you, Chi. What do we have here? Oh, good evening, Candace. Oh my phone's being dingled in the background. Should have turned off the sound on it. There we go. And then we're going to do something like this. Perfect. No threat of running out of clay tonight. All right. Yeah, I'm having fun. I hope, Queen. I hope that this resonates with people and that they want to see it. Not just going viral for my own sake, but to share, hopefully inspire. The phrase I use is, have you made art today? And I mean it. I think that if people made art, if everybody had mandatory art day, or art in their day, you would have a lot less terrible things going on in the world, that's for sure. It would change everyone's mindset just a little bit. To, I am a creator, I am a maker, rather than a taker. So making art, inspiring people, for me, is pretty important. Oh, thank you, Bobcat. Glad you did. There we go. Build up this mass down here, this cloth. Now they've kind of destroyed what I had. I'm gonna rebuild. Freezing here. Yeah, it is below freezing here. It went below zero just now. Whole lot of bad. Kids are out of school because it's literally too cold. I'm going to stand outside. Schools will be liable. Kids froze to death. So, they're not. Thank you, Angela. And Lily. My guys are good. I'm gonna lean in and see. Appreciate you. There we go. That's what we're doing. Thank you. Smiley face. Or scar face. It's a no anyway. Appreciate it. Let's take this over here. A little more dynamic, I think, if we. Let's see, what is it doing? Let's twist it. Somewhere. Oh yeah. I am listening to some experimental jazz. I don't actually remember the name of it. Unfortunately, I had to walk over there. But I dig it. Right? It's pretty cool. You can find something similar to this on YouTube if you just type in Doom Jazz. But I don't think that's what this is. This might be kind of Faustos. I tried to drink her pan there. Okay. Yeah. covered it with cloth. Now I've released it. Let her lower abdomen back into the wild. So, reform it a little bit. Drapery is a whole art and science in itself, and I'm a student. So let's see how we do, huh? The camera's still dark. Thank you, Angela. Hands can be difficult, yeah. I should have gotten some effort in. Someone asked me about hands last night. I was just saying that I think hands are not that difficult if you give them the respect they require. You stop and think of this hand as actually a whole other figure, equally as complex as the entire figure itself. You don't sit there with the expectations or judgments. You're not judging yourself, saying, "Oh, it's just a hand." No, okay. I think if you give it the give it the respect and difficulty that it has, then if you can do a figure, you can do a hand. I've been working on this. Actually, someone last night answered that question for me because the entire project is documented on YouTube. Beau in the Dark TV, underscores between. There's a YouTube history. So somebody else went back and looked, and apparently I started this on January 7th. And I didn't work on it every day. I got sick in there, so I lost like a week, and then a few hours here and there. So I'm probably getting close to 50 hours of time on this thing. Did I answer your question? Thank you, Kenny. Hope breathtaking is a good thing, as opposed to it's giving you an asthma attack. That'd be bad. Beach walks. I guess I remember you. Dude, that's cool that you fell asleep. Oh my goodness. Static tides. How are you? How's the weather there? You always bring a party with you. You're party. You're the Twitch party girl. Yeah, it is sub-pumpkin zero here. Really stinking bad. You know, I'm still in the back of my mind. Sometimes it takes me years to co-process a plan, but I'm still processing this idea that I had while watching you, essentially of you, that we talked about. I'm still co-processing. I just want you to let you know I haven't dropped that idea. I'm still co-processing it. I still love this, like, I don't know, depicting you like Arachnia, the goddess of weaving. I don't know, thinking about it. I haven't quite got it formed in my mind yet. I was thinking picture or painting, but now I've got into sculpture. We might end up over there, if you're okay with that. -16, good God. Yeah, Kansas City, Missouri, on the Missouri side, and it is not normally this cold. It is freaking cold, though. Okay, where are we going here? I don't know if we've talked static tides. I don't know if you've been present when we talked about it, but one exciting thing going on is that I'm going to be opening a art gallery / nightclub here in Kansas City in about 6 months with a couple of associates of mine. Luckily, they have experience running nightclubs, so I don't have to. Our mutual friend Bombadi has pledged to do a road trip. Check it out. All right, fine. Giving you guys the same news over and over again. I'm like a little kid talking about the same old news. It's just hard because it's on my mind all the time. I spent like 5 hours down there on location today. I'm going to build a projector wall. Actually, 4 projector walls spanning the first floor of the building. That will be, what did I measure out at? 40 meters by 20 meters, approximately. It's a really huge space. We'll build an interactive experience for that. The drapery. Yeah, got mad at him though. Yeah, TikTok does get mad at me, if that's what you're referring to. It does on a regular basis. It's all pissy at me. I don't think it's pissy at me right now. Give it time. Or maybe it's got such a sophisticated machine vision algorithm that you can see I put drapery between her legs so that they can't pretend like this clay is actually a woman's naughty bits. Thing. People judge. Good, got it. Beach walks is sharing my stream. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, go make food. Talk to you later. Thanks for coming. Thanks for raiding, Viking lady. Oh, did I make an armature? Well, that's a story for you. Here you can see the camera. That is what her armature is. 5/16 with my hand so you can scale. That's 5/16 steel. And you do go to the YouTube channel, you can go back to January 7th and see a real show. We basically doing like a strongman competition, bending the steel with my hands. Basically, she mounts the table here. Rotate so you can see it, not really. Anyway, mounts on the table where her toe touches. There you go. Up through her knee, around her spinal column, both arms and her neck are all at 5/16 steel, and then she has more armature made of wire after that. So, yeah, lots of armature. In my youth, had a few debacles with not good enough armature, and I essentially overcompensate armature. Now I refuse to live in a world where I had inadequate armature. So I make thick steel armatures. Yeah, exactly. Metal rods. And honestly, this is probably got 30 pounds of clay on it. And when I get that bird going, it's gonna be more. Which I'm gonna get into tonight after I get done diddling her backside here. Yeah, it's gonna be heavy. These are like 4.5 pound cubes of clay I got here. I got 2 of them today. I doubt I use them all. Okay. Your mom was a sculptor. Fantastic. Can you still fire with armature? I don't. This is. I'll show you what it is. Here's the camera. Roma Plastilina. Here's the camera. There you go. So it is an oil-based clay. So yeah, if you try to fire this, it's going to melt. Well, thank you, Beachwalks. I hope that was also part of my intention, to create a cool environment in your day. So then I'm going to cast and mold this. To answer your question, I'm going to start with a brush-on silicone, and then I'll make a fiberglass reinforcement for that. Cut it off, and then cast it. First time probably in a resin to test. I did run out of clay, so I got 2 4.5 pound. We have a lot of clay. You will not hear me complain about my clay status tonight. In fact, let's just get into this. Let's just get going. You hear me complain about other things, not lack of clay. The bird seems challenging. The bird is challenging. I think I kind of was a coward regarding the bird for a while. I'm just going to sit there and, I mean, well, kind of like I said, static tides earlier, I also fixate, manifest. So, I prefer to say I was thinking about it, planning it the last couple of weeks. And I think that has evolved. I'm looking forward to what I'm going to do tonight. The intention is to not sit here and model feathers. If I'm bored doing it, you're bored looking at it. And I don't think it really buys anything. Everybody knows what feathers look like. I think the intention is going to be to sculpt these as if they were flames. So that means I don't sit here and think about how many primary and secondary feathers, any coverts, any regimes, or however you pronounce that. But rather, just get in there and make something interpretive, in this case, the abstraction of fire. Yeah, to answer your question, sorry, I'm going to do an alloy. So the first one I'm going to do is resin to test it. I'll cast resin, and then I'll come back and do some alloys, probably bronze. So I'm hoping I can get this thing done as far as casting bronze before the gallery opens. Clock's ticking. These guys I'm working with are something the hell else as far as getting stuff done. So there's kind of a race. Gotta get my game back. Get my productivity game on. Keep up with these guys. We got their thin tonight. Nice, welcome. Thank you. Anika. So. To get the final clay form, how long for resin process, then alloy? Well, the casting is probably the biggest part of that. It's going to be meticulous, but it's not a huge deal. A few days to get that all. I mean, I'll take my time. Experts, if I was like I do this on a daily basis, I work at Foundry, I tell you exactly how long. It probably wouldn't be that long. So I do the whole thing in a day. This is not my day-to-day life, so I might be a little slow and methodical, but I'll stream it. If you guys want to see, you can see the whole process. Yeah, it's going to be cool. Actually, going to stream from the club. At least like Monday or Thursday, which is when I currently stream. I'll probably do that from the gallery. So that'll be cool. probably will not do. Friday and Saturday nights are going to be big nights, so I'll probably, if we're talking about the digital screen projection, will probably be the biggest attraction on those nights. I could. I don't know. We're figuring it out. Like if it's, I mean, if it really works, I might go weekends too. We'll see. The wire. How did I make this? Yeah, the armature here you can see the armature is made of this 5/16 bolt thread. It's like a skeleton for a whole body. And I've got wire wrapped around that. A couple of grades. Got a thick wire, and then that's the thinner wire. And that's the armature. That's what you call that. Well, wow, that's double exciting and gratifying to me. To hear that not only are you inspired, but inspired through to overcome kind of everything. That's what this piece is about, right? Reincarnation and overcoming adversity. That's what this is about. That's why I'm doing this. That your narrative that you just described. That's what this is about, for sure. We almost need a refill. Oh, with the juice here. My creative sauce as well. Perhaps you're right. Well, best way to get out of being stuck is to move. And I don't mean to be pedantic, like literally doing something. Make your hands move and let your hands guide you. When your soul just feels empty, and you just like can't figure out why to move, don't find a why. Just move. Your hands will teach you. Your hands will find the path when you're not paying attention. Thank you, Ash. That's a memory from the other night. Yeah, so just be moving. Just get a sketchbook. I don't know, what's your medium? Do you have a medium, or do you need, is that part of the indecision? Like you don't know what to work in? Because I would actually suggest starting something you've never done. If you've never sculpted, sculpt. If you've never painted, paint. My suggestion to you, to break out of your current quagmire, is to start something new. Start make an adventure out of it. You know, literally like freaking Frodo, right? You're on an epic adventure into the unknown. Start something new. Welding sculpture, right? So you have to do that. That's an idea of something completely out there. Right? Something that maybe is a new thing for you to experience. That will stimulate a new part of your mind. That stimulation is the process you're looking for. Your new adventure is comedy writing. Nice. Okay. Hells yeah. Tell us about that. Nice. What do you sell it? I probably will. Yeah, like I said, it's going to go in a gallery. It's probably a bronze. I'll probably have resin because I want to be accessible to people, and I'll have bronze. For anybody that wants bronze. It's an oil-based clay, so it does not dry out. I dry out. It's actually get hot as hell here. It's funny because it's cold as hell outside. Oh, this bird's gonna be. It's really dread. Oh, Mexican Batman is back. Hello. Thank you. And your feedback. I'm just glad it seems a little wobbly, but mostly stable. The amount of clay I'm putting on this thing is pretty astounding. Don't fly away. Yeah, this thing's not flying anywhere. This whole thing weighs probably 30 plus pounds now. 35 after I get this bird bone here. She's flying nowhere. Where you flying? Nowhere. So I'm going to take a step back. Look what I've done. My God, what have I done? Dancer in the corner. Interesting. I don't know what that means about the oops. Oh, yeah, club, yeah. Yeah. Interpretive dance. Nice. Oh, I see what you're saying. You were gonna, yeah. Yeah, so I went to it's like an oddity show here in Kansas City over the weekend and saw this fantastic contortionist. And I was like, wow, that'd be amazing to have some occasional performances. Right? Yeah, I think I'm gonna have kind of free reign as far as the week goes. You know, my business partners are much more like into the Friday, Saturday nights because that's where they make their money. Which, you know, we need patrons to pay for the arts. So those will be the nights that'll be more like, you know, need to be like sure wins or whatever as far as crowd pleasers. But during the week, I'll probably have a lot more like do whatever I want and experiment, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Curiosity's Dark Circus. What's the circus? Yeah. Yeah, I'll meet with the architect tomorrow. Things like zoning, licensing are kind of a big deal. So hoping for good news from the architect. Because again, art needs patrons, so we need a liquor license. Thank you, Mary. Well, it's definitely wobbly, but it's not bad. I think this process will survive. I'm gentle with it while I work on this bird. And then first I would have to drill a bit of support here while I work on it. It's probably not a bad idea. Okay, let's get into this. Let's get into some fun. This one is destroying what I did. There we go. Crafted cocktail, sure. Digging Fox and Pearl for their selection. See, I have to admit I'm not going to be that knowledgeable in that area since my partner's one thing. But yeah, they're like one of the partners owns probably the best jazz club here in Kansas City. Super sexy. He really knows his stuff. So that's a blessing for me, because I just have to worry about the art and the venue. Making it be cool, doing my thing. Which is some of it is this. Some of it is curating art. Some of it's going to be curating experiential, like we were just discussing. I'll be also producing some interactive live 3D for the big screens, environmental stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's, well, no, you know what I mean. If I haven't described it, it's going to be cool. Imagine a 120-foot wall or something. The big 3D environment. It's all real-time driven and interactive. So, you know, could be cool, just cool environments, you know, ASMR style. Could be, you know, flying through nebulas. Could be whatever we want. So that's my responsibility. And the art aspect, the gallery aspect of it, performances, a little bit going on there. Over 10K likes. Wow, just tonight. That's pretty cool. feel pretty. Is that Welsh and hold the law? I'm sorry, are you quoting Aleister Crowley right now? Is there someone in mastering quoting Aleister Crowley? Guys on Twitch, I don't know if he's there right now, Mr. Bombati, he always refers to this club as the Hellfire Club, which is a little Aleister Crowley-ish. And I'm like, yeah, you're not far wrong, dude. Because I definitely wanted to be at the Hellfire Club when I was a kid reading the X-Men. Wow, yeah. That's before they ruined the movies, the movies and the casting, but thank you. Unexpected. Fire, like jazz. All about the unexpected, right? Fire, walk with me. Anybody know what that's from? What kind of clay do I use? I will show you which camera stuff right now. Plastilina. Oil-based. Twin Peaks, you were right, Beau. Or Beach Walk, sorry. Too close one. Yes, that was Between Two Worlds. Yes, Fire Walk with me. Oh, David Lynch. Let's have a drink for our mentor, Mr. Lynch, shall we? We are going to use a 150-year-old building here in Kansas City. Wells Fargo building, initially, where they used to keep their horses when they would run money across the United States in armored covered wagons. Yeah, that building. It's gonna be long. The building is amazing. Get a load of this. Hope you're sitting down. Back up chair, everyone's sitting down with me. This building is 23,000 feet interior space. 23,000. That's how big this club is gonna be. It's just silly. Silly. This club. Yeah, it's really big. The basement, it feels like an old butchery or something. Gonna need a bigger boat. The clay doesn't harden. This is oil-based. So it will always be, it kind of hardens up just by sitting and getting back to room temperature. By doing what I'm doing right now, I'm literally making it malleable, body heat and friction of moving it. But it will always be able to be reactivated and never harden. So after it kind of chills out, it's pseudo, a little bit stiffer by not being manipulated. Then I'll do a cast with silicone. Industrial chain wall. That's actually thought. Wall made of chains. Yeah, I'd love for it just to be my own personal gallery where I just showed my artwork. But 23,000 square feet, I couldn't produce enough art in a lifetime to fill this gallery. So, yeah, it's going to be curated. What got me sculpting? Honestly, I haven't put my hands in clay in 2 decades. And I found some of my old clay, and it inspired me. So some of the clay in this thing is literally 20 years old. I've been sculpting digitally, professionally anyway, during that time period. So, for example, my first movie I worked on where I was digitally sculpting was the first Harry Potter. I sculpted the faces of the troll and the centaur digitally. Aquaphor. Was it coincidental? Jesus. Not sure what you're asking. It's just petroleum that's good for, because it penetrates oil, right? It penetrates oil-based clay, so it's good for trying to smooth out, soften it. As long as you don't put too much on there, it will soften it and then produce a more malleable surface. Thank you. It's quite a deal. I'm trying to make this like flames rather than feathers. Well, thank you, Rachel. Appreciate that. Appreciate you. I always say that half of the experience of art is the other side of the communication. In other words, if you couldn't conceive of it, I couldn't convey it. Right? So I think the manifestation of art is actually the moment of consumption of art. You observing it and you having your internal process is actually the art. The art is happening inside of you, not out here in the world. This is just a clay. Art's happening inside of you and your perception. It couldn't happen if it wasn't already in you. And I can't make art happen in you. It doesn't already exist. So, I appreciate the compliments, but I'm saying half of that experience was you, and you're half of it. So thank you. Have I ever sculpted a mask? I mean, not specifically a mask, like I put it on my face. No. Sculpted a lot of faces. Hey, oh la la. La la la. Ooh, a lot of faces. So it's definitely daily, and then I'm doing this 4 days a week, extreme 4 days a week. So I was here last night from Central Time, 9 to 1 a.m. I was working. I don't know how late I'll go tonight, but 4 nights a week I'm doing this. Well, it seemed wobbly, yes, but its actual internal structure is this 5/16 steel. My fingernails, that's what you get reference. This is solid steel. She is solid steel. Her skeleton. So while steel can be wobbly, she's going nowhere. It would take a hit with a hammer to move her around. Mexican Batman. I want you to tell all your friends about me. I want you to tell your hombres about me. Who are you? I'm Mexican Batman. Something like that. Perhaps. Thank you, Rachel. Oh, Jesus, thank you. I'm loving the loving. I be loving your loving. I think this bird is going to take me a while because I've gotten so ambitious with how I want it to look. So I think it's going to take more than a minute. I may end up regretting not putting more armature in the connection between the bird and the girl. And I may have to build a temporary support structure. We'll see. Right now we're still moving forward. Minnesota art, absolutely beautiful. Thank you. Well, you can see right now the drawing on the wall behind her. And I don't know if it's inspiration. I was a little bit more kind of methodical, mathematical, thinking about plotting points in space, and I was trying to get the idea. If we're going to armature, I need something to go by. So this was mostly, other than that drawing, you can see there, kind of making it up as you go. It was a little dubious, right? But I feel pretty good about where we ended up. Pretty close to what I wanted to do anyway. I would drill a hole in the table so that I can put this all thread through it and have just literally a solid steel come up and drill. Let's see if I can maybe come at an angle to avoid her hand and go right up the bird butt. This is solid steel. If I do it with the all thread by drilling, I can actually take nuts off and pull it down to remove it when it's time to cast. Because the steel structure of this here is plenty to hold the weight. Like I can cast it. And I can thicken it up as if they were feathers, right? So that after it's cast, it can hold its own body weight. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Alright, thank you. A lot of love coming from you guys. But try not to. You try to be not thinking that other people's opinions matter, blah blah blah. But they just forget we're social animals. We wouldn't survive as a species if we weren't social animals. And so, we try to pretend we don't. But we need external validation. How you survived in the clan, right? If the clan didn't think you had value, you didn't survive. We're genetically designed to seek approval because that means we have value to the collective. Therefore, we survive. So yes, thank you. I went through all that to say thank you for the compliments. This is really, honestly, you want to know what this is for? This is for you. Literally doing this just for this experience. To do this with you, for us to spend this time together. But it doesn't mean it's all will come. I was telling people earlier it's going to go to a gallery here in Kansas City at some point. That'll be exciting. At some point, like 6 months from now, it'll be in a gallery, so that's exciting, right? So it's not just that. But to answer your question, I started doing this literally to have this experience of doing this with you. So thank you for showing up and liking. Karma Similin. Thank you. We've got some Espanol in the house. Unfortunately, my Espanol is más o menos. Grid systems. I'm not sure which conversation we talk a lot of stuff. When you say grid systems, what do you mean? I'm delighted to what's that special. Thank you for transducing. Alright, I don't think I quite have my thoughts straight. I'm just look like flames. So what would that mean the structure would need to be like? Almost like it's rolling out. I don't know. Think about that. Hydrodynamic engineering problem / art. Designing piece stability is similar to grid systems. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. So I did the drawing on the wall, and then I literally extrapolated. So the drawing is actually the same dimensions as her, and I then lined up where I wanted it to be, and drew points out in space, and then down, and drew an orthogonal down drawing on the board to help me start to visualize the armature structure. Because that was the most important thing, because I could sit here and sculpt it, right, and then you can move things around wherever you want to, but she needed an armature, so I had to have that armature plotted like a 3D printer before I started. So honestly, you know, it's spot on, right? It's still on. It is pretty spot on to that drawing. After going through this, yeah, no, it's exactly as far as that what I described, taking the drawing points, putting them out in space, and then projecting down on the board. That's exactly what we're looking at. So I guess it's gonna work. With the beams, like beams doing this metal right here, the internal armature, yes. Aquaphor for your sleeve piece. I don't know what that means. Sleeve piece, that'd be like get a sleeve tattoo, and you have bad, you know, get your skin all irritated. That'd be more what it would be commonly used for, as opposed to rubbing it on a clay woman design. What am I listening to? I don't know, but it's awesome, right? I love experimental jazz. Let's see, I can remember. What's it just called? Noir ambient, dark jazz. To answer your query, that's what it'd be. So I don't know what the exact squeeze was on that. Battery power falling off, dying. We'll die soon. Warrior is hungry. We'll die soon. Warrior needs to eat. So, relative to that notion of jazz and fire and the unexpected and experimental, I am noticing a distinct pattern in how I'm structuring this fire, and it is repetitive. So, first thing to do is change that. I want it to be, yes, still read as a bird, but random. Maddie. Hello, Maddie. Oh, how we've missed you. How are you? Your performance a while back I missed. Sorry, I apologize. I am remiss. Whatever my role is, I think saying uncle just would be creepy. Let's see. Last time I talked to you, you were applying to the military. Marines, I think. But I haven't seen your parents since then. Who are you? What's going on? Another performance, yes. So, yeah, you're headed off to the... I had a question in all respect. Do a Google body or make it up. I did some preliminary drawings. I definitely didn't Google the body for sure. Grabbed a few pieces of reference because no matter how much you study anatomy, you know, if you're not an ongoing student, you're not really doing it. I'm not sure I'm digging how I get this hot board here. So I have a few different pieces of photographic reference I'm using. Of course, I'm using my own body because it's here, and you know that tends to make my woman look masculine. And I think she has a very feminine shape, but you can still see like her upper armature and structure is, you know, a little bit like mine, just thinner. However, that being said, I think a big influence on this is actually my wife's body, which I would say the upper back here is very much, the back is very much my wife. Back, shoulders, and arms are very much my wife. You like the scarf? Thank you, because it's not my thing. Drapery's not my thing, right? So this is like me being exploratory. And I guess I'm a little thankful yet annoyed as hell because TikTok keeps labeling me with naughtiness. And so I'm like, because I just prefer to do nudes. I hate doing clothed. I think clothed is perverse compared to, well, semi-clothed. Semi-clothed, if I perversely clothed, is just what it is. But I think semi-clothed is like perversing in itself. So I don't like it, right? But then I got myself to embrace the idea of there's some beautiful drapery work that's been done. And it's like, you know what, let's look at some of our mentors, people we really love. Let's look at Bernini and some of these other guys and say, they did that. They thought of drapery as an aesthetic element, and they heightened it. They brought it up next level. So challenge myself, and this is, you know, nascent. but I appreciate it. I'm going on all this because you complimented specifically on the drapery, so thank you. Appreciate that. I guess I needed the compliment. And I need some more water. Someone's been sleeping behind us, and they drank my wine. Whatever, add imperfections. Well, I think clay in itself is imperfections. If you look at this, you're just going to see thousands of finger, malleable shapes, and I probably won't remove all those. I'll probably leave a fair amount of this feeling like raw material. I'll probably refine the face a little bit, and I'll add toes and fingers so it feels right. But some of this, like imperfections that are modeling, that are just a factor of me and my fingers, I'll probably leave. Don't drink while you're working. That's fine. I can give you a long answer. My short answer is, yeah, don't drink while you're working. I don't know if my work would be better if I didn't drink while working. I do know I could not drink and work seriously when I was younger at all. Like zero tolerance. I would have one, like I was in art school, one drink, and nope, we're done now. Like productivity, quality, everything was terrible. Does that mean I'm older and alcoholic now? Maybe. But my short answer to you is, if you're asking that question, don't bother. Just don't drink while you're working. Right? You're going to not, whatever it is, drinking will then be the excuse for what happened. Right? And so just eliminate it from the equation. Focus on the work. That's my answer. That's what I think. When you're an old man like me, old person, drink some wine while you smoke in the middle of the night. Gen X, yeah. I think I'm, actually, what makes you Gen X is when you know that Gen X was originally a band, and people started using the term Gen X, you're like, why are we talking about Billy Idol's first band? I don't understand. And it took me a while to realize, well, Gen X is this thing they're labeling people our age. Oh, well, that's weird. Okay. So if you had that recall, you were definitely Gen X. 72? You are a 72-year-old person. That is fantastic. I love that. I love that, one, you're on TikTok, and two, you are watching my young person, exactly pointless profane, sculpt in the middle of the night. Thank you. My mother's been on here a few times. I think she was on here earlier this week. She gets on the TikTok and the Twitch in order to watch her son drink and cuss and sculpt naked ladies. It's her fault, though. She's somebody art school in New York. Oh, 1972. Okay. Yeah, I was born in 74. So you outranked me. When it comes to who gets the boat on the Titanic, you outranked me. I like what I'm doing there, but now I've created this repetitive diddle. I don't like that. I mean, that's what feathers do, so there's a motivation for that. But I love that Karma is translating for me still. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see. I think they did that. They did the balloon at children first on the Titanic. I think they did the rich people first. But I do think they did a youth thing. Yeah, I think so. As I recall. I don't know. Where's Billy Zane? Is he on here? Oh, Billy Zane on the screen. We could ask him. I'm sure he's a method actor. Noel's here. Hello, Noel. Hello, lady. I can do something. I don't like the staccato. Even though feathers are staccato. Wow. Maturing as no Billy Zane would have been solid choice. That is funny. I need to start thinking bigger picture. I think I broke my one rule. I got into smaller shapes before bigger shapes. You're gonna break your one rule. Well, mine the Hungo is not good enough. Oh, I don't think that's not a Hungo. I don't want to go to the Chinese that manner. Same as the character is kanji. Billy wasn't. I don't know if you've seen Billy lately. Billy does not get invited to any naughty parties anymore. He is not an attractive man. Oh, people are showing up over here. Honest Gamers on Instagram. Nice. See you, dude. Silly Goose. Silly Goose joined us. Yeah, I need to think about the big shapes on this wing. And I quote old Kurt Russell, there goes an eternity. That actually would be fun. I like that. Did you guys see that thought that I didn't say I love? Instead of modeling that foot, actually making it look like, like a fire eater or whatever, would hold flame, actually making that foot that's in contact with her hand look like it's flame off of her hand. Yeah. Oh yeah. I have no idea how I'm going to do that. Thank you. We shall discover the path together. Oh yeah, 300 pounds, vanilla pudding. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness, 3 hours getting a tattoo. Oh, you know, I'm actually sure the artist, my sculptor. So I'm definitely, first of all, not looking at reference. I've made a lot of digital birds in my career, so making an exact bird has been a big part of my life. Not at all what I'm doing right now. In fact, this is supposed to be a phoenix, so that's why I keep talking about flame. This is going to be a flame bird, which is all part of the narrative, not a specific species. Phoenix, exactly. So you need to think about, just thinking about the gesture of the bird in combination with the hydrodynamics of heat, flame. You're going to break your one rule. Nice. I know, I get it. That's like a good movie. Good movie, I Am Aries. Ah, the Roman beak. Yeah, the beak is definitely kind of out of control right now. I don't know what I want out of control. Control's kind of where I want to be right now. Just stay out of control for a while. It looks like multiple combined pieces. Check the reference I just sent. Oh, I got reference. A reference tag. What do we got here? What you got, Nihilist? Yes. Is this the flame here in Kansas City at the Halloween thing? That is the bomb. It's very sassy. Can you see it? Yeah. Very sassy reference. Sent to us by Andy King. The feminine side of this piece is unreal. Thank you! You know, what is it, the guy that wrote the Game of Thrones series, somebody asked him how he wrote such convincing characters. He's like, well, I think of them like they're human. I think it's his way of saying, don't ask me stupid questions. Well, if I was a big boy and I had a Discord set up, I could say, hey, please share your art with the group on the Discord. But I am not said grown-up as of now. I don't have that set up. But I will in the future. I'm going to have a Discord set up so you'll be able to share. Does that sound cool? Like, well, first of all, let me do a little market testing. Does that sound cool to you guys? Would you like to have that, like, within this platform and domain, have an opportunity to, like, conversing with me and with each other and showing art? Dude, I want to know what? Sounds exciting. What is your... He says, no, doesn't work. Characters and sounds. I'm sorry, I'm trying to catch up. Is this a live action performance with these characters being created by you as like an interpretive experience, or what? That's where I live. I live in Kansas City. This nightclub I keep talking about is going to be here. Art of live sound picture Foley artist. Oh, nice. Oh, I'm sorry. You were talking last night. You're a Foley artist in Los Angeles, right? Am I putting the pieces together? But a gift. I don't know. Neither asked. I don't know. Good question. Maybe I'm being obtuse. Maybe they actually would like that. Well, no, that's not true. I just gave my aunt a cowboy piece, which I don't really have a good representation of. I can't say to you, oh, here's that piece I just gave my aunt. It is up on her wall. Her husband liked it. So there's one family member that has a piece of mine on their wall. My aunt. Uh-oh. Yeah, we'll go here and click something. Verification complete. I do in fact exist. Yeah, you can see all my work online if you want to. Beau.art, B-E-A-U.art, or a good amount of it is in the profile, the TikTok profile. You can see some there. Or you can go to Beau.art. If you'd like to see more. Point. Got a little cotton traffic here. Thank you, it's not really. Yeah, I'm working on it, you know. Because you're saying I feel a little cotton traffic at the moment, but we'll get there together. we got deal. Lone Mountain Knife Company was raiding the Party 7. What's up, dude? I remember you. You know what? You know what? You know what? Why don't you send me a picture of a cool knife that you've made, something similar to what I sculpted here, and I will use it as a reference as a model. What do you think? Are you down for that? You like that idea? You know anything like that? If you're into it, because I need a good, something simple. Like I like the way it's curved like this because literally you can envision her, cutting the throat of an animal with a blade shape like that. So that's what I'm kind of visualizing. But have you got anything in your repertoire like that? I'd love to use them. I'll give you a reference or give you whatever credit that I use your design. Yeah, then that's the narrative. You got to know that's a knife. That's the narrative. That's the whole point. You got to know. Yeah, if you're into it, dude. Well, not a knife. If you're into it, it's fine. Don't feel obligated. But if you're into it, that'd be cool, right? I'm gonna put this in a gallery in about 6 months here in Kansas City. So that might be cool, actually. Or maybe I could acquire the knife that I would use as a reference and put it wouldn't that be weird, right? That'd be cool. Like next to the sculpture is the knife. I don't know if that's cool, or am I on my mind? I was on my mind once. It was a Tuesday. Look. Always down for collabs. This is not based on a legend. I made this story up. Oh, but I don't say. Don't say. Oh, I don't say. Anybody here in American Gods fan? The old Nancy scene is some of the best filmmaking ever. Because I love to cook. Yeah. She's going to kill the Phoenix. That is exactly right. That is the narrative. Obviously everybody loves the Phoenix metaphor, but what I don't like about it is it's passive. You're just chilling out watching the Phoenix reincarnate itself. In this case, she's accepting the Phoenix into her hands. She's not aggressively grasping it. She's literally just accepting it. The Phoenix is coming willingly. She, however, is not going to accept her fate and is choosing to reincarnate herself by sacrificing her Phoenix. She's essentially making a sacrifice to herself as a goddess, like a sacrifice to me. I am the goddess that I'm sacrificing to. Bringing about her own manifestation. That's the narrative. That's the story. Don't be sad. I should be inspired. I would hope. I'm certainly hoping to inspire. I think sadness is. You can do whatever you want. Sadness is your power. Your power animal is sadness. Your power animal was pigment from Winnie the Pooh. What that mean? I don't know. Sadness is necessary. Death is not sadness. Especially in this case. This is manifesting self. Self-actualization. That's the point. That's what we're doing. Oh, you're a veterinarian. Well, how many birds made out of fire do you work on? So I think we're good. I think we're outside of your workspace domain. I think we should be in the clear. These wings are actually becoming very massive and heavy. I think it's okay. I do feel like my one regret in armature is I only used about an 1/8" steel rod on that one leg, and that I wish I used a lot more. I don't know. What can you see? You can see what you see back there. Obviously, that camera angle. I guess you actually have limited. You can see there. You can see under, right? You start getting some view. It's a dramatic shot right there, right? I show my tricep there. Well, thank you. I totally appreciate the praise. It makes me feel like my mama didn't make a mistake keeping me. Hello, big back. Yeah, we're moving along here. I went out and bought more clay today after my meeting down at the club. And I'm just going at it, seeing what happens, Part of me wants to use a heat gun on this thing, just really get basic shapes in place and then use a heat gun to make it gooey and just really just push it around like fluid. I don't know if it's a viable option or not. I might just hit it and the whole thing just fall apart. That would feel good. Thank you, appreciate it. Well, at least we've gotten past one barrier. For a while, everybody's looking at the wires and saying, what is that? I mean, everybody seems to know it's bird now. So at least we're past that barrier. So we had this conversation last night on the stream. Someone was asking me how long I've been working on it, and I told them that I I started this in the beginning of January, but the entire thing was documented on YouTube, and you can go back and watch every single stream, essentially everything I did to this since then. And they did. In the middle of the stream, they went and they looked, and they came back and they said the first night you worked on this was January 7th. All been documented. It was a sneaky snake. Who did you bring me this? Dragon fruit, speaking to the microphone.
The dragon fruit spritzer.
Thank you. That was Mrs. Beau in the dark. She brought me a dragon fruit spritzer. And it's like a really good wine flavor. I don't know what it is. It's magic. Yeah, this bird is turning into Pandora's box. I'm getting into it and like, wow, what have I done? It's gonna be awesome. I'm really terrified that I didn't make strong enough of a wire connection between the bird and her. But I mean, it's there. It's not going anywhere. It's 1/8 inch steel. Let's see. Haven't seen Cheryl today. I've noticed. Haven't noticed her. A lot of people become comment though. This is my wife speaking to her. She's all timid. She won't come show you. I just told everybody that the woman's back is basically based on yours. Her arms, shoulders, and back are very much inspired by what I wake up to every morning. But she won't come prove it. She's just listening to be all bashful. Bashful. Oh, I got another dingle. Somebody dangled me. It was the dragon fruit spritzer. I've been dying to see her. Yeah, people are literally saying they're dying to see you. You know what? Let's make a prize run. I'm telling about the nightclub. Oh, Jesus. I think you have no choice. You'll end up being strange when you come to the club. I'll get you out there. You'll be known. The gallery. The Galleria. Oh, I totally think things would have been easier to make separate. I think you're absolutely right. The reason I didn't do that is because I wanted to never lose mindful presence regarding composition. I was afraid that if I did the bird isolated, it might end up being technically great, but then I would put it on here and I'm like, well, it's gonna feel like a record set. Like I just stuck it on there. Whereas right now I'm always thinking like about relationships. And if you look at this composition, I'll spin it really slowly. If you look at the composition, every single angle has a relationship with some other angle. Every limb, her arms, where are you right now? Her arms have a relationship, her left arm, her right arm have an angular relationship, right? Look at her arm and her upper thigh right now, that's a relationship, right? Everything is either pyramidic, trapezoidal, parallel, right? So I didn't want to lose ever. So if you were to, like, you can stand around anyway, so I can anyway spin this around. There's a spherical shape compositionally between the feather, the wings, and the overall composition. So the distance out of the knife and the toe and the wing, and this wing creates this big circle, this imaginary circle. I didn't want to lose that, right? And this arc right here comes right down into this arc of this leg, right? This arc comes into her arm. There's continuity of angles everywhere. And I was afraid that if I did the bird in isolation, I could do it now. I could cut it off and finish the bird maybe and put it back on, but I definitely didn't want to do the bird in isolation and then stick it on like it was a toy. So anyway, that's a lot. Yeah, doing some scaling. I want to keep it in context. I work on it. Yeah, so maybe some morning. Maybe next time I can do it a little better. But I don't know history about learning about continuity. It's everywhere. Everywhere. If it wasn't everywhere, it wouldn't exist. Everywhere is the natural laws. Everywhere. I just got limited. I just got restricted because TikTok just told me I had nudity in my stream. Really love that TikTok thinks this is nudity. Jesus H Christ. Now, usually what I do is I'll just go for a little while longer, and then I'll stop the stream, and then I go to the bathroom, and then come back and restart it. So I'll keep going for a little while, and then I'll restart it. If you guys want to come back, that'd be cool. I'm a little personally offended. TikTok thinks this is profanity, but at the same time, it's AI. And as we all know, to fear AI from every movie of the 80s, it's just a machine. Yeah, compositionally, her hair, definitely I wanted it to be moving. I think that, yeah, sure, there's wind moving, air moving. I wanted her hair to be indicative of flame as well. And there's obviously a relationship between the flame of the bird and the flame of her head, which then draws about the question of, like, with the narrative of her sacrificing her own phoenix, is she in fact the phoenix? Her hair being flame raises questions about her identity, right? She's the phoenix. All that kind of stuff. Let me take a break. I'm going to go use the restroom. I'm going to stop the stream and I'll restart it. So y'all love to be able to come back. Love to see you in about less than, let me say 60 seconds. Find some different music to get down on, huh? What else we got on the list? Alright then. Yeah, I see either. Well, mountain knife. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it's obnoxious. Unless you're a teenage girl dancing, they're gonna label you. I'll look at those lectures later. Appreciate your response. That'd be cool. Super cool. Alright, what's going on here? Beach Walks is back. Wasabi. Wasabi. So I'm getting a little repetitive here. I'm missing my overall design aesthetic. It's not quite making it very big tool. There we go. Let's see if we can find some mystery of the great unknown together, shall we? Wasabi, everybody. A lot of people, also. Hello, friends. Any thoughts, feelings, wants, emotions, desires? Anywhere in between. So everybody. Johnny boy, appreciate you. What's up? This is going to get cast in bronze. That is correct. That is exactly my plan. Actually, Mr. Knife, Mr. Knife, do you have any experience? Long mountain knife, are you a casting expert? I'm going to cast this. My intention, though, you know, I'm going to cast it in silicone. It's a little fiberglass structural backing, what do we call it? And then cast it with resin, or mold it in silicone, cast it in resin, and then test that process. And then come back based on that success and make bronze of this girl. Bronze. What you think? What you think? So resin will be the first one for sure, and then I think I'll go with an alloy after that. And obviously I'm taking bronze just because it's like, you know, if anything that's just bragging rights, you know, but I'll be open to other alloys. I'm digging this jazz. Let's move on to the next jazz. Jazzy jazz. Patina range you get bronze is just top tier, yeah. Right? Gotta get y'all patina on. Patina, patina. Yeah, I need a lot of bronze, right? Maybe I'll do the resin here at home and then take it to a shop for that. It's bronze. Right. Resin, let me a little backup. Wait, what's happening? Let me go back. Looking like she's holding up a phoenix. What kind of bird? Yeah, that's a phoenix for sure. I'm glad I'm not the only one who made a distinction between bird species and being a phoenix. Yes, this is a phoenix. The shape of her hair is like fire. Yes, thank you for keying in on that. But I have a weird brain for that thought process. No, no. What's that made out of? Okay, this is Roma plasticine. I will demonstrate for you. This is all plasticine. Oil-based spray. Yes, I loved your guys that you guys went to the whole dialogue. That's exactly the intended dialogue of like, is that a phoenix? Is her hair fire? Yes to all of that. I say yes. Yes, I'm going to make a mold of this and cast it. That's exactly right. That's what we were just talking about. Hello, Clarissa. Dude, all right. Legos, you are having the exact correct dialogue that I wanted you to have. I'm not sure. One last thing I'm not sure you've noticed. In her other hand is a knife. Just to plant that into your cerebral process. Since you have impressed me to such a degree, what's your observations thus far? Nice. Thank you. Oh, come on, meow. It's literally a asexual leg. Same should be said about this bird dying is the same as TikTok think this is sexual nonsense. And narrative inside of your own mind. Which I guess, okay, back to you. Okay, all right, so that expresses your point. It's a narrative inside of your mind. It means you are actively participating in my story and allowing it into your mind. So I guess me being sad is a valid thing to say. Sorry. I had to type myself through that. Shout out my deltoid there for everybody. I did not work out today. I feel good with myself. I just got another dangle. Who dangled me? Fowler Golden at 130 on the Twitch. Thank you. Thank you for following. Awesome. Thank you for following everybody. Makes me feel good. We were discussing this earlier, like trying to pretend that you're above the idea of positive affirmation from other people is just deluding yourself. Like, we evolved as a species out of the need for validation because if you're in a tribe, you can't survive without the rest of the people in the tribe. You may be of value, but you can't survive without them. Therefore, your contributions need to be valued. Else you put out in the cold, you die. So our need for validation by other humans is something we try to get rid of, and we try to diminish ourselves for, oh, I need external validation. No, that's pre-programmed within your genetics. You were designed to need validation because that's why humans survived. Validation by other tribes member. Well, I hope your mind does not go dark with this piece. Or maybe it should. Maybe you need to go dark in order for you to go into the dark so you can come back to the light. Which is a recurring theme in all of my pieces. If you take a look at my art on my profile or Beau.art, you'll see that I literally called it Light in the Darkness. One of my pieces is called Drawn to the Light. Well, I would say, I would submit to you a couple more pieces. I'm not sure your processing there is. She's allowing the bird to land in her hand. So she's not grasping the bird. This is not a violent action in any way whatsoever. She's accepting the bird. The bird is coming to her. The bird has chosen her and is coming to her. And especially if you look at her face, let's turn around here. You know, it's a very pleasant smile. You know, a little sardonic, but you know, this is not an act of anger or hate. This is an amorous embrace. So I don't think that this needs to be interpreted negatively. I don't think. I don't know about talking, sorry. She is the phoenix. Yeah, I mean, it's really, I love that we're here. I love that we're having this conversation about her being the phoenix and accepting her in, you know, and I think you as the observer, you know, you as being the active observer, maybe you associate, maybe you are projecting your mind into her, maybe you're projecting your mind into the phoenix. Maybe you are the phoenix in this narrative inside your mind while you're watching this. Maybe you're the phoenix, which, you know, is a conversation I hope people who look at this are going to have, which I think you absolutely are, which is freaking awesome, right? Who am I in this story right now? Am I the girl? Am I the phoenix? Am I the knife? Right? I guess you could be the loincloth. You could be the drapery. I don't know what he says with the drapery. I don't know. I'm not sure that I see that. But you know, the bird, I actually could see one associating with the knife. So the girl, the bird, or the knife. I could see people psychically projecting onto. Switch off to spritzer. My wife just brought me a little bit of. Woman being the phoenix, trying to separate a part of. Did you get caught there? Becoming the phoenix, and the girl becoming the phoenix. That's nice too. And was it Carl Jung said everyone in the dream is you? I got dangled again. Moxie and madness, thank you. Well, first time chattering. Yeah, in the Jungian psychology, everyone in the dream is you. So in this case, I hope to the observer, they can spend time thinking of themselves as everyone here. Everyone, you contemplate yourself as, at least as the girl and the bird. As viable, possible scenarios to contemplate, right? Because this is all about contemplation. Self-actualization is contemplation. So hopefully you as the observer start self-actualizing. I mean, I hope that not some kind of motivate self-actualization, but you know, people that I can participate in, it motivates an internal conversation about self-actualization. For some reason, I'm suddenly thinking of that scene in the second Matrix. That kid approaches Neo and says that Neo freed him. And Neo's like, no, I didn't. You freed yourself. I would hope that this, making this art, doing stuff like this, doing the stream, I feel like the stream is part of the art. I do. The stream is part of the art. And by doing so, I'm hoping I can motivate conversations that help people to self-actualize. Well, absolutely, yeah. The death is a good thing in this scenario because it is the fundamental of the rebirth. Yeah. Right there. Well, thank you. Be master of. So thank you, Paula Love. That is absolute. I definitely had that in the early stages, so you can see the drawing in the background. In the early stages of thinking about the gesture and the shape, I definitely thought about every single angle and wanting it to be dramatic and exciting, no matter what angle you looked at it from. But you know, thanks, Michael, for that. I'm coming to your job, make fun of your progress. Thank you, one time. Thank you, lady, go, let's. Thank you. How long did this take? I started this January 7th. Not every day. I got sick in there. Took like a week off. I got gnarly sick. And usually just a couple hours a day. I've been going pretty long on the last couple days, but you know, usually just a few hours a day with a week off since January 7th to answer your question. I think I did a little math. I'm probably about 50 hours on this. Yeah, this is a oil-based clay. I feel like maybe I need to make sure I don't lose the gestalts of this, which means move to the other wing. I'm going to do them in tandem so I don't lose coherence. I would definitely say right now, at this moment, I'm totally retaining a childlike, laborless joy for this, for the most part. Let's say, I would say I'm striving towards that, right? At the moment. It totally would make logical sense to do the bird and the figure separate if I had it all planned out from the beginning. However, it was very important to me to maintain a continuity of composition that could only be achieved by doing it together. So I chose to do it the hard way. Do that. Thank you, Devissa. So yeah, think back. I'm sorry. Maybe at one point it wasn't the case for you, Lady Dolts. So I've been working professionally in visual effects, digital visual effects, for a few decades. So 2.5 decades professionally, and I definitely lost my passion in that process. So it would be absolutely tragic to do something like this, and again, systematically lose passion. So I think I'll get a little bit older, a little bit wiser, chosen to not make choices, or not made actions to facilitate the loss of passion. Right? Just from the way I want to conduct myself, engage with these. I think the social aspect, honestly, what we're doing right now, I think is definitely helped. I think being part of a collective like this, or a group, has been pretty great to maintain that joy. Thank you, Priscilla. Ooh. Do we have any wine left? We have basically almost a glass of wine left. That's usually my barometer for how long I work, when I run out of wine. This is my hourglass, as it were. Thanks for coming, Lone Mountain. NAF Company. We all get inspired by something. Yeah, I concur with that. You know, I definitely still, I get inspired by the female form, absolutely. I get inspired by form in general. I love anatomy, I love the figure. I'll probably do a male next on stream. But, you know, definitely the cognitive process is extremely important to me. The value for me is, does it resonate with me intellectually and artistically, metaphorically, politically? All these things are pretty important to me at this juncture. You know, I spent my whole life studying figurative arts and just do something that might look academically stunning, and it's just, that's gonna burn me out. Computer said something bad. Hopefully the cameras are still attached. No, they're not. Did we lose contact with the OBS? Really? Huh. The OBS is still not connected. See if I can diddle it over here. Wake it up. There we go. That's all it took. It's just the one camera. Yeah, no, I got it back up though. Okay, what are we doing? Not to mention, it's still framing me. It looked really bad. I was inflating my ego. Man, I hope I don't look like that. Jesus. Big meat hook in the way of the camera there. Oh, a little Russian. Let's see what I can do here. Как же я люблю искусство. Not even close. I used to live in Russia. Well, I don't know, I lived there back and forth. But I don't think I did a good job there at all. What does that say? Does anybody else know? Good job, sir. I'm pulling out the translation. It's a feather or a knife? In her other hand is a knife, not a feather. Your analysis of this narrative, that would be a knife. Rum, thank you. More Ruski. Oh my god, I don't know if I'm with that. Kakaya Krasota Jinsina der Jit. Who's that? Petitstu Funis. That's terrible. Terrible. It's hard to believe I used to be able to kind of get around in Moscow. I think I might have lost the skill. Ah, what a beautiful woman. Was it Jenshman? Oh, Jensh. Yeah, yeah, that means woman. Yes, okay. Yeah, yes, thank you. I don't know what time it is in Russia right now. I guess it's Russia time. It's morning in Japan. I lived in Tokyo recently, so I'm familiar with that translation of time. What, 5 feet, let's say, of the faith. The other camera's better. We'll transition to the camera. In a second. I'll spin it around. There you go. Spin it right. See your face here. Nice profile. The bird actually really obstructs the face in a lot of ways. There's that side, and there's that side. That's interesting, because that side actually looks a little sad, which not by accident. Whereas this side looks a little happy. Huh. That's interesting. How long? I started January 7th. But I took a week off being sick, and it was only a few hours here and there. I'm probably about 50 hours to more specifically answer your question. Adoring is definitely my intention. That's why I was a little shocked when I saw that angle. I'm like, gosh, you look a little sad there. Which I don't mind at all. There's a little duality. Maybe one side being a little sad, one side being, just amorous, which is more my intention. Well, loving embrace is definitely my intention, but intentions are, sometimes the opposite of intuition. Just allowing it to happen. Lamina, thank you. Yes, I have a good amount of clay. It's already gone through half of this one, but I have a backup. So we have a lot of clay. No fear of losing. Thank you for DMing me. That's fantastic. Yeah, absolutely, lady. Or ladles. I'm just not realizing my eyes are red. Ladles. Yeah, this is a door closing. There's sadness. There's a door opening. There's happiness. I might actually go back and emphasize that doing her face on one side might look more sardonic and sad, and the other side might look a little more cherishing and positive. I'm going to emphasize that subtle, super subtle. Because I hadn't thought of this, which is what I asked earlier. Why am I doing the bird not separate? I never would have made that observation that the bird creates a temporal shift, right? You look at her here in time, and you look at her here, you'll never see them at the same time because there's the bird separating those two experiences. I never would have thought of that if I was just sculpting the bird separate. Little discoveries. When asked me recently, how do you know when you're done? I said, when you stop discovering, and you start trying to impress people how good of a sculptor you are, it's time to stop. I definitely am still in the discovery stage here. I'm calling this the hand of fate. Good night, Michael. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your input. I'll be back tomorrow. I will. I'm going to do this. I do this. I already do this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday every week. Friday night is wife night. Which just means pizza with the kids, and she and I hang out and watch a movie. I'm definitely going to make multiple casts. I'm going to start with a resin, keep it nice and simple. Cast it in, mold it with some silicone, cast it in a resin. Based on the success of that, I'll then make some alloys, probably bronze, that sort of thing. I would like for this piece to get into people's hands, so that's part of the reason for doing a resin. I would like to make it, fairly affordable so people can have it. I want people to experience this. I don't want it to be, something you see virtually or people be able to afford it. So I'll probably make a resin, and I'll make a resin, and then I will also make some alloys like bronze for people that want that. But there's, it's going to be an art gallery here in Kansas City as well. I'll probably put it with the bronze there. Wow, love you, Kayla. Which, my point earlier, I think this experience of being together, us being together right now, is part of the process. I'm intentionally doing this in this forum because I think this communication between us is part of the art. So in essence, performance art, right? Because we are performing this together. So thank you. Thank you for participating in the art. So I asked how you made art today. I'd love to hear about your personal art, but I'm also saying, by showing up and participating, we are creating art together. At least I hope. It's my aspiration. It's my intention. Phoenix, California, amazing. The irony of your name. Spectacular. Phoenix, Arizona. Being that this is Phoenix. However, I'm not in Arizona. I've been in Arizona. Oh my god, I forgot to drink all my wine. It's tragic. Alright, we have to move on because I'm not done sculpting. That's my boar head. I bought this in Russia. Actually, it was a gift to me in Russia. This isn't a boar. This is a set. That is an elk. My elk head. In my elk head goes my blends. Because that's what the time of night is. To all of you, thank you for coming. Oh, Debbie. Fantastic. It's a good time. Be up at 6 a.m. Well, maybe it's a little nightcap. We'll help you go to sleep, right? That's what we look at. Thank you, 007. You don't know what just dingled. I got a lot of dingling things in this room. I don't know what the hell just dingled. Something in this room just dingled me. Ever been to Barnes Museum here in Philadelphia? One time, long time ago, like literally 3 decades ago. So, whatever reference you're likely to make, I'm likely to not remember it. But I was there. A lot of Rodin's there, as I remember. I think, right? Am I not wrong? Am I right? Shit, I can't remember. It's been a long time. Yeah, when I was at art school in New York, one time I took a road trip from Brooklyn to that museum. Matthew, yes, I did. California, but never been good. Yeah, I lived in LA for a long time. The Santa Barbara Museum actually has a couple of nice pieces. Again, it's not a full museum experience in my opinion, but it's got a couple of nice pieces up at Santa Barbara, at the art museum there. The Getty, of course, it's more about the building than the art. There's some nice pieces there again. It's much more about the building. Art museums in LA. I don't know. Anybody else got an opinion? Or California is what you're asking? I mean, San Francisco's got some stuff. A little more history there. I didn't go to any museums there, but I'm sure there's something. Sydney, Australia. I have not been to Sydney, Australia. Thank you for coming. Bittersweet contemplation. From Diablo game. I've never made anything from Diablo. Although, I'm going to tell you a bit of my history. I was offered a job by Blizzard in 1999 to come work on the cinematics for... I don't think it was Diablo. I don't think Diablo was out yet. I think it was Warcraft. But I turned it down. I did. You know, I don't know how life would have gone different for me, but I wanted to stay in movies. The people I do know that did go to Blizzard did not leave in a happy fashion. When they got bought by Activision, got real corporate, so most of them left in, you know, the angry employees fashion. So it probably wouldn't have been like great anyway. Taking your time on this one. Thank you, Charles. Yes. Yes, taking my time. No, I just want to spend more time with you. But you're more than welcome to get us some clay and stream and show us your speed sculpting. I would love to attend that. Thank you, I appreciate it, Charles. Yeah, it does take time, one, and two, I also am, you know, to your point, I am taking my time, as in, I'm allowing it to take as long as it needs to, because first of all, this is not for a client, right, so that's pretty awesome, because I don't have to worry about anything. Also, I'm very much enjoying this process with you guys, right, doing this with you. I feel like this is very much participatory, getting feedback from you guys live as I do it, which is cool as hell. And, you know, your guys' input, it's fun, actually, really to watch people cognitively process what I'm doing, and watching them, literally, I can experience the time, the temporal process of them getting, you guys getting, I say them, I'm not sure hypothetically, you getting, you know, walking on the breadcrumbs, essentially, of the storyline, and being like, wow, it's actually working. Like, hearing people say the exact thoughts that I want to be communicating is pretty awesome for me. So in that regard, yes, I am taking my time, because it's an interactive process. The actual art is what we're doing, this interactive session. The clay is a byproduct, it's a work product, but the art is we are making the art. You are part of making the art in that you are participating in this process, in my opinion. Right? That makes sense, or am I just sound like the insane person? Sometimes it does. Is it difficult to get, what was it difficult to get well enough? You know, people are buying my art, and that's cool, and I'm very appreciative. I think buying it, for me, means you saying to me that, you know, you're processing the value of the art. You're looking at it, and you're thinking about rejuvenation in this case, you're thinking about reincarnation, you're thinking about reinvention of self. For me, that's you buying it. You're buying it when you are engaging the number one resource you have, which is you, right? That's you buying the pieces, you engaging cognitively. And that's me winning. That's me selling, if you will, the art. Just hearing you say, well, you know, that you're inspired, or that you're processing the topical value of the art. So yeah, no, I feel awesome and blessed. Thank you, Lena. I do like that. I do love when my art is out there in the world, and, you know, knowing that it's having its, you know, I guess maybe as a parent, you know, knowing that it's out there having an adventure of its own, living a life of its own, living with other people, living with you. You know, it's cool as hell. So yes, I'm gonna make a resin of this thing, so it'll be kind of like affordable, because I want it to be in people's lives, and I'm gonna make an alloy cast, which would be like, you know, a bronze patina kind of deal. Thank you, Cass. Where am I located? I am in Kansas City, Missouri. Midwest, right right here in the middle of the West. I've been all over. I spent the last year and a half in Tokyo. Before that, I lived in Los Angeles for 20 years. Before that, I lived in Brooklyn, New York. Thank you. Well, let's start at the beginning. You were an artist before you became a doctor. I presume a Russian doctor. Konsultativin. Oui? Wow, that was rough. Belarus, I see. Interesting. I had an office in Moscow. I spent time there. There was actually a point, if you believe it, that I wouldn't by any means say I was fluent in Russian. I could survive in Moscow. I could order food. That was 20 years ago. Since I still flatter myself, I think I need to read. Yeah, so I guess Moscow's on that list of places I've spent a lot of time. Preferred, honestly, I think after going to all of that, the most comfortable place to be here is in the Midwest. It's a very comfortable place. World's changed a lot, right? When I grew up, being isolated like this would have been death for me. But I mean, living right now, I am corresponding with you people all over the world, so it's not the same. You know, being isolated was just absolutely awful for me as a kid. But it's just completely not the same now. It's just complete global transparency. So, you know, I think the day-to-day life here in the Midwest is easier and more comfortable, and so I would probably, honestly, I'd probably go with Kansas City as being the best place I've lived. That being said, you know, okay, long list of stuff. You know, Tokyo is next level on a variety of levels. Well, if you want to see the beginning, crazy life, I just go to the YouTube channel, Beau in the Dark TV, underscores between the words, and you can go, I think January 7th was when I started, you can see the entire process documented on YouTube, if you really are so inclined. What made I move? Well, I went to art school in New York. I worked in movies for 20-some years in LA. COVID hit, family and I moved back to the Midwest where I'm from here, Kansas City. Toyota called me and asked me to come to Tokyo, to work on autonomous cars. And about 6 months ago, I came home. Like I said, there was a couple years I was in Moscow because I ran a software company that was headquartered there. I filmed movies all over the world. You know, I've been to Sofia, Bulgaria, filmed a lot in Italy and France, got married in Scotland. Been around a little bit. No, I mean, plenty of people around with me. I think settle is a bit of a word. I don't know that I like the word settle. I don't know the name settle. But, you know, I'm raising kids. I got 3 kids. So, you know, my youngest is, what, he is 13? So, you know, I think we're in it for that duration right now. We'll probably stay here at least that time period of him getting to whatever stage of life is next for him. My kids are not really expressing what I did. You know, I always had something in my hand from the beginning. I was drawing always. There was never a moment I wasn't drawing as a child. My kids don't have that. I don't push up on them. You know, I've seen them do a couple things, cool projects. I'm like, okay, there's a flare of talent there. But they definitely don't have the drive. So don't push on them. All right, old Kala, thanks for coming. It has been a pleasure as well for your presence. Yeah, we're TK likes again twice in one night. And I like you said, we absolutely, it's a group effort. Good night, Kala. I live in the UK, Scotland. Karine, how do you pronounce that? To watch you in action, thanks so much. I can't wait. Yeah, absolutely. Good night, Kala. Good night. Scotland, married in Scotland. I think maybe that's where you're responding to. I got married in Glenap Castle outside of Edinburgh. That's cool. I'll just show my elbow on the camera so now you guys get a little where to go there. Thank you, Phyllis. Carry on. Good night, Call. I definitely like some jazz. I definitely like experimental jazz. You know, the old cliche that jazz is about the unexpected and about the exploration. In that regard, yes, I absolutely adore jazz. Jazz also became elevator music at some point. I'm not sure how that happened. And hell no, I'm not so into that. Nico, hello. Were you here? I'm sorry, I just don't know you. Were you here when I was really trying to read some Russian and failing earlier? This is jazz now, yes, to answer your question. It's kind of experimental jazz. Yes. I see Mockingbird just joined. Reminds me, I worked on a television show called Mockingbird Lane once. It's a pilot from Universal. It was cool. It was a very cool project. Did not get picked up. Constant disappointment. Constant. Oh my goodness, Lady Bullets, you are sharp. There are three things happening. There is fire, there is jazz, and there is whales. You are absolutely right. Very astute observation. Just because I like it. Just because I like jazz, fire, and whales combined. I think it's awesome sound. Yeah, you're not wrong. I think it's amazing that you pulled that out. That's impressive. I'm going to guess, do this on about 50 some hours, 51 maybe hours. If you were to go to the YouTube channel, Beau in the Dark TV, you will see going back, I think someone told me it was January 7th, is when I started working on this. Where are you from? Well, where I'm from is an impossible question to answer. I can tell you where I am. I'm in Kansas City, Missouri, as of now. Just spent the last couple of years in Tokyo. Before that, I spent 20-some years in Los Angeles. Spent a few years in and out of Moscow. Went to art school in New York. Pratt Institute in Brooklyn. Where are you from? This sculpture is mostly from my head. You can see the drawing in the back was an initial drawing I did. That was literally so that I could plot the points, and then I just plotted. I literally moved out in the Z-space above the board here, and then drew an orthogonal drawing of the skeleton, and that was to plot the armature. The armature is made of this metal here. You can see. This is 5/16 steel all thread. That is the armature it's holding up. So I went from the drawing to plot the positioning for the all thread. But pretty much the majority of this figure is just out of my head, to be completely honest. I mean, I had a few references. You know, every once in a while I look down at Rebecca Ferguson for facial structure. You know, I definitely think the back, shoulders, arms, torso is very inspired by my wife. That's pretty much what she looks like. Even the thighs, honestly. This sculpture's thighs are a little more meaty than my wife's. Yeah, pulling from a lot of sources. This is not air dry. This is oil-based aromaplastilina. I do not have a pet phoenix to use for reference. So that is entirely fabricated. Look at that there. Squeeze will fall apart. Where do you sell your art? Well, you can go to my website, beau.art. You can see drawings and paintings there. No sculptures as of yet. I'll put this up there though when I get done with it. I'm going to be in a gallery here in Kansas City in about 6 months. That'll be cool. I'm not digging this jazz. Let's go to the next one. It's alright. It's got a little soul to it. A little something, something. I can't say that I have a strict answer for the conjuring of imagery. I definitely, I do my best to have a plan, and then I throw it away. You want to hear the gods of art laugh, make a plan. I think there's definitely there's a lot of value in a plan, for sure. I think there's a lot of value in also allowing yourself to deviate from a plan. This piece is a lot of deviation from any plan I had, so that's cool for me. There's about 2 pounds of clay in this bird. Oh my God. Visual brains are a commonality. Well, we are the children of the ones that survived. Everything about us literally is part of our survival. I'm not trying to be overly prescriptive of old Darwin-y, but the point being that what we consider art is actually functions of survival. Those same cognitive processes that we use to survive are now used to create art. Synonymous. For example, you need to build a hut to survive. You need to be able to visualize. You create a trap, catch an animal, and visualize. So part of the plan. This is Roma Plastilina. I'll show you a picture of it here. Roma Plastilina. Oil-based clay. Yeah, Plastilina. Well, it says Plastilina. I think Roma's actually a brand of different clay. This is just Plastilina, maybe is more accurate to say. Wow, that's a hell of a name. Good God. Does it hard? No, it does not. Leaving it, definitely the colder it gets, the harder it's going to get, but it's never going to not be active. And you can go forever. Some of the clay inside of this sculpture is literally 20 years old. I found it in a toolbox over here, and I'm like, oh, look at that. All I can do is get it warm, it reactivates. So I will, for archival posterity, I will make I will mold it, make some casts. Which I think is inevitably your next question. Where are you from? Yeah, something I said earlier. I wouldn't say I'm from much of anywhere. I'm currently living in Kansas City. I grew up here in the Midwest. Went to art school in New York. Moved to LA, worked on movies for a few decades. Spent some time in Moscow, from the company there. Moved back here to Kansas City at the beginning of COVID. Good place to raise kids and not be in quarantine. Lived the last year and a half in Tokyo. Well, 2 years ago, almost exactly 2 years ago, I lived in Tokyo. And about 6 months ago, I moved back. Well, I think, wow, that there's someone named Tank Girl on the stream. That'll handle. So I saw Lori Petty one time in LA, and she didn't age well. Did not age well. Didn't look up. She kind of looked like a middle-aged man. Whatever. Receding hairline. What works. Man, she was someone. She was. I remember the first time I saw Lori Petty. It's a show called Booker. And I'm like, I don't know what's happening, but she's awesome. It's back in, was it 80s? Early 90s. I saw her in Venice a long time later. Well, she did that thing, Point Break, I guess. I think after Booker, her next thing might have been Point Break. I guess they called her breakout role, and then she did Tank Girl, right? Well, no, there was that baseball thing she did in there somewhere. Why does it not fall over? Because of steel. Yes, 5/16 steel. 5/16 inch. Ball frame. So if you were to go to the YouTube channel, you can go back to January 7th and see me bending that steel by hand. It's like old school strongman competition stuff. Bending it into shape. And she has an armature inside her. She bolted in 2 places here to the board. And this is her entire basic skeleton is made of steel. The bird has an 1/8 inch wire wrapped around that up and through it. So it's by far the most wildly. I kind of wish I'd taken the alternative in the bird. I think you need some cap letters in order to make it. How old are you? How old are you? I was born in 1974. Oh, year of our Lord. 1974. Well, I can also deadlift 600 pounds. If I'm compensating for age. I would say sculpture is my favorite. I think in my heart, in my soul, I'm a sculptor. You know, if you can go to the website, Beau.art. You can look at my profile on TikTok and see a lot of paintings and drawings I've done, which I love. I have affinity for it. But if you're to say who am I in my core, what is my value? My value to me. I think it's sculpture. I think it's this. I think this is why. I think it might take me 50 years to figure it out. Oh my God! TikTok just labeled me sexual content. Seriously? What a jackass. Big fan of TikTok's AI. It keeps labeling what I'm doing as sexual content. Pretty annoyed. What do you guys think? Is this sexual content? Give me your honest feedback. Maybe I'm in the wrong. Maybe I'm the bad guy. Maybe this actually is sexual content. I need to accept it. Somebody needs to explain that to old TikToker. Because those jackasses keep either banning me or restricting me. live in Kansas City. Kansas City, Missouri, to be exact. It's Missouri side. Well, anybody out there who's watching, you know, if you want to get notified, even if I'm labeled sexual content, I think if you follow, you'll get notified when I go live. Even if I'm labeled as a naughty, naughty boy. By, you know, our overlords, the AI. Can't burn a band for a t-shirt. Okay, you know what? That does kind of make me feel better. What bird is that? Well, it's going to be a phoenix. So no specific bird. Other than one main fire. Yeah, I think TikTok just likes videos of dancing girls. That's not sexual. Oh, no. Oh, Mr. Boombody, dude, hey, just noticed you showed up, man. Good to see you. Thanks for showing up. Your a couple of your buddies were here tonight. Had your Lost Viking dude. Had no, that's not true. No, Lost Viking. Who was it? Metal Knife guy showed up, and our friend Static Tides showed up. She raided me with a bunch of folks. I just got sexy labeled on TikTok for the second time tonight, so that's cool. A little sase. Usually I just stop and restart. Not sure if I'll get any again to do that tonight. Maybe. I don't know. Might. I'll go one more round. What do you guys think? The people that are still following, do you want to see me stop and restart and do this again? Practice. Look, response. Practice. Dude, you are not as cool as TikTok, and you are more loyal. Both of those things are true. Yeah, and you know what? You were going to get all the VIP treatment if you shuttle your boat all the way from Louisiana up to here. A lot of exciting. We're meeting the architect tomorrow, which is kind of a big deal because they're going to give us their opinion on some of the issues of for getting liquor licenses and zoning and stuff. Yeah, I don't know about fair. I don't know what the word fair even means. But yeah, I mean, you're the man. You're the Boombate. You be the man. Faux show. Who is the master? Who is the baddest? Who is the meanest? Who's the baddest mofo low down in Motown? Boombate. You know what that movie is? I feel like you might know this. Dude, you're up late. What's about that? I'm just trying to butter you up. It's true. I've had a couple booze in me. It's the last call. You're the pretty girl in the bar. Shh. Okay, I think I'm gonna take a station break. I'm gonna shut down the stream, use the restroom, shut down the TikTok stream. Everybody, you're probably the only one on Twitch, so you're gonna get to listen to me feed. This is me being distinguished. And yeah, I think we'll come back. I'll go one more round, see what happens. So if you guys wanna go chill out, take a break, come back in like 60 seconds. I'll be back online. Love to see you. I don't feel I need to control or delete those. Start over. I'm gonna work on something different. Maybe move off the bird. I got the bird kind of squeezed in there, basic shape anyway. I don't know. I'll move off the bird for a minute. Give my brain a second to chill. Yeah. All right. 60 seconds. That's a rose. Here we go, one more time. My whole kit is empty. Time for a little more buttons. Two cans, actually 3 cans, unless one can do that. 3 cans of peeing ASMR. Strong stream, that's awesome. Exceptional stream, oh yes. Okay, what should we move on to? I totally restructured this drapery tonight, early on. We'll work on that a little bit. I just need to, get a little off of where I've been. Oh, 2 at a time, yes, that's correct. 2 cameras at a time. Well, thank you, Taylor, for assessing my mental status. That is insane. Goodness. Well, that activity. Hello, everyone. You enjoying? Love to hear your opinion. Aim to you. All right, well, I guess that needs a basic motion. Basic human motion. Privilege. Interesting. Privilege. I don't know. Not the one I am doing it. Privilege to... I mean, you're not wrong. Contemplate what you're saying. It's a privilege. For sure. It's all a privilege. It's all a privilege. You're actually very right. I'm processing what you said. This is a privilege. Not Medusa. If you like Medusa, go to my profile. There's a Medusa drawing there. Check out. There on my profile, or Beau.art, you'll see a Medusa painting I did. If you're into old, snaky woman. Well, thank you, Taylor. Thank you a lot. Appreciate you going to the page and looking at it. Algorithm brought me back to you. Well, I love it, York. Love that the algorithm occasionally works for us. Well, I hope you feel like it works for you. I hope you're happy about your destiny of return here. Wow, I don't know about that. I don't know that I've gone to veins and muscles, but I totally appreciate you. I mean, it's a case that maybe I did initially like indicate with finger strokes. a little bit of the vascularity, but I was not trying specifically to get granular. So, wait, what? We've had $40,000 at least. I guess I haven't really thought. If you know about the cost of this thing, you know, if you wanted to buy it, I don't know, I guess I haven't really contemplated the price. I'll probably cast it when I'm done. So I'll do a resin, which will be more economically viable because I want to make it for people to be able to enjoy it. So I'll make some alloys, like bronze, that sort of thing. Thank you, Izzy. Thank you. Where is, very curious, where is everyone tonight? We had some clients give me a heads up, like, what country are you from? I feel like we've gotten very international, which is cool. Very much appreciate that. Don't be shy. If you're in a place you think's unpopular, if you're in Moscow, dude, I lived in Moscow for a couple years. Just go ahead and shout it out. I'm very curious where everyone's from. Truckee, California, Arizona, Kentucky, nice, Maine, okay, Boston, California, a lot of, we're mostly in America right now. Thanks everyone's responding. I'm a pretty fan of America. That's where all my stuff is. On last night's stream, it told me that 14% of the people that were viewing were from the United States, meaning 86% is not. Which absolutely blew my mind. Wow, that is amazing. Exciting. I'm trying to immigrate to Canada at the moment. Why would that be? I am in Kansas City, Missouri. That's correct. I've been all over. I came back to Kansas City about 6 months ago. I was in Tokyo before that. For a year and a half. Before that, I was back here in Kansas City. Before that, I was in Los Angeles. Lived in Los Angeles for a long, long time, 2 decades. Had an office in Moscow in the middle of that. And went to art school in New York, Brooklyn, New York. I've been around a little bit. Not much of sun, but a little bit. I love that you're identifying your hair looks like fire. That is absolutely the intention. I want her hair to look like fire. When I get done with this bird, I want it to look like it's on fire. Fire. You're in Chicago. Chicago's a good town. My sister went to art institute in Chicago. I don't know that I know, but Zadi. I know that person. I don't think you mean McDonald. I think you mean that. I think his name does sort of He's the guy that did Cirque du Soleil sculptures. I don't think his name's McDonald, is it? Maybe you're right, maybe I'm wrong. I don't think his name's McDonald, though. Liquid Soul. It's a band in Chicago. Check it out. Sounds just my speed. Rubber tushy a little bit. I changed the way the drapery laid across it quite a bit, so I kind of made a mess of this area. Gotta warm it up so I can move the clear end. So the longer it sits, it does get hard, as it were, or at least unpliable, not hard. So sit for a while, it'll start to settle in, become unpliable as this area has. The hair's quite actually. Is that suggestive rubbing? A little bit suggestive, but as it turns out, I'm sculpting every part of her body, including this, and this part is all a mess because I just moved the drapery and made a mess out of it. So I've got to warm it up because this clay, as it becomes cool, becomes unpliable. But yeah, no, I'm sure it looks a little bit suggestive. We just chilling out, rubbing tushy. I call this piece the Hand of Fate. I came in on the wrong time. I don't know, did you? I like keeping it sophisticated in here, thoughtful, mindful, not whatever. But you know, a little joke on is okay. I warmed up that part and I literally just took my thumbnail like, God damn it. Okay, so I redid all this drapery tonight. So, trying to find my way, as it were. Thank you. Yeah, a little ways to go. I don't need tutorials, but honestly, if you really want to see like just process, and some of it was not elegant, so it was a complete shit show. You can go to the YouTube channel. You can see this entire process going back to the beginning of January 7, I believe, is when I started working on this. And you can see this entire process if you're so inclined. Yeah, is it not linked? I thought it was. Is it not linked? YouTube's a little, TikTok's a little kind of onerous. They like to own the viewership. They don't like it when there's other roosters in the hen house. Yeah, I'll take a look and see if I can. I could put links to the splice, yeah, sure. I haven't really got into that whole merchant side of TikTok yet, or social media. Not really engaged in selling materials. Not above it or against it. I'm sure they'll don't judge anybody for trying to make their lunch money. Do Amazon for you to get paid per purchase? Yeah, I don't know how that works, right? And the Amazon side of things. I don't know. I have to research that. How does that work? Looking up at the Amazon store or something. Thank you. I will Google Amazon influencer and figure that out for sure. Because I'm literally advertising. People keep asking what clay I'm using. I'm literally saying I'm using plastilina. So I'm literally showing people what I'm using regularly here. So I guess I'm giving it away for free right now. Yeah, it's Beau in the Dark _TV. So Beau in the Dark TV with underscore between the words. I had to, unfortunately, had to amend it with the underscore TV at the end. But I do think people have been telling me that when I search just Beau in the Dark, it's been coming up. It's a picture of my profile, though. You can't miss it. My big old dome. Actually, silhouetted over. I think that room right there. I think she's the one that's in the profile pic. Yeah, no, you want to go buy, I have prints of drawings I've done, if you want to go check it out. Just beau.rpau.art, you can go to the website. I've got prints of all the 2D art. I'll have 3D art up. I'll have this up when I get done with it. Probably use a resin, so it's more economically viable. But I'll have alloy print, or alloy cast bronze. But yeah, check it out. I'm loving the love. And this is an interactive social art form, so your guys' interaction is part of the art. To be shown. To be shown. Yeah, there are a couple people working on the Amazon storefront tonight. I'll check that out. I guess we sell in bourbon is what I think. Bourbon and wine. Long ways to go in that bird, but at least it's nice to see it roughed in. Hello, Tay. Thanks for coming. That's gonna always go somewhere. Thank you, Tay, for the fabric comment. Because that's not my strong suit that I have a lot of time or experience with. So I'm putting some effort into it. So that is fantastic feedback. Thank you. Kevin Gray, appreciate you. Whew. Yeah, well, material exchange cast-ins obviously going to affect the overall impact a lot. I want this to hang more, right? Yeah, I'll sell this for sure. I cast it in resin, and then in alloy like bronze. I want her to live out there in the world with you. I want to create isolation. This to be a living piece out there in the wild. Oh goodness, it's going to tingle me. It's tingle me. I don't know. I'm so not great at this. I tell you, it tingles. Did I just lose one of my cameras? Did OBS shut down? Did OBS shut down? No. Did the other camera shut down? Canon. Thank you. Jason LG just started following me. That's cool. Thanks, man. I need to come over here and check. Okay, where are we? Spend a long time diddling this cloth. What's this? Oh my god, you want to tell me about Mente? Oh yeah, tell me about Mente. Gotta love that. Fire, walk with me. Who was your model? Yeah. Mostly on my head, but inspiration definitely my wife. I'd say I've looked at Rebecca Ferguson a little bit facially. Kind of just honestly freeballed it. It's been just my own inspiration. See photographs here or there, specific body parts, that sort of thing. Thank you. A puppy dog. Show one of these dogs. Thank you. Someone noticed the blade. Yeah. Absolutely puts a spin on it, right? That's the narrative. That is the narrative. For me. Non-narrative. Tendons in the feet, there. I would say they're just indicative right now. They're just kind of suggestive, those tendons in the feet. But I definitely, I've dissected those tendons in the feet before, right? So it's important to me. Even if it's just suggestive, even if it's not granularly defined, it means a lot to me to be for you to feel like it's there. Right? That's beautiful art. Or I would say technically proficient art is when you see things that aren't even necessarily there. Right? Just enough indication that stimulates you to fill in the blanks. That's it. Starting to get there. How many hours I've been in the project? Probably 50, I would guess. You can actually see it on the YouTube channel. I started January 7th, but I had time off. I was sick. Only a few hours here and there, so I'm approximating. This has been 50 hours to get here. Nice. I'm glad to see that one. Do I think any artwork is overhyped? Do you think any famous artwork is overhyped? Well, I don't know. I'm not going to answer that question directly because obviously it's very subjective. I think the history of the Mona Lisa is pretty telling. The Mona Lisa was not famous until about 100 years ago. Someone stole it out of the Louvre. And it wasn't even that coveted. It was just a painting. It was actually the stealing of the Mona Lisa that made it famous, right? So it's not the inherent nature of that painting. It's everyone. It became hype, just like today, just like all of our stuff with social media. Same sort of deal. It was just the hype of the time that the Mona Lisa was stolen that essentially focused attention upon it. So, honestly, to answer your question, I'd say the Mona Lisa is definitely overhyped. That being said, I could go on a lengthy dissertation about the value of the Mona Lisa, why I like it. But, overhyped? Hell yeah. And its fame is mostly derived 100 or so years ago when it was stolen from the Louvre. This is called the Hand of Fate. Yeah, I mean, that's sad that the face of the Mona Lisa, I think that is value. I can scientifically explain it to you if you actually hear. So anyone here? Anyone here? The whole mystery of the Mona Lisa? I can explain it to you right now. Does anybody want to hear an analytic explanation of the whole mystery of the Mona Lisa? Yes? Do you really want to hear this shit? All right. That's to do with our perception system, right? So we have a lot of neurons on the center of our eye. We have fewer neurons falling off. It's called phobia. The phobia is falling off. We have perceptions of a essentially blurry image off the center. Right? All right, Kevin, I guess you won't hear the Mona Lisa story. So, if I were to recreate that effect of the Mona Lisa photographically, I would literally set a model down, have her smile, have her be sad, right? Exact same pose. Then you do what's called a high pass and a low pass. That means essentially, in computer graphics terms, that means you're taking the high frequency, the details, and extrapolating that as a pass, extracting that as a pass. You're taking the low frequency details and separating those out. Now you can recombine them and get the original image. So think high frequency details, and then say like small mountains, big mountains, right? Details, big things. You can recombine them and get the original image back. You can do that for both images. You can do it for the sad image and you can do it for the happy image. So if you take the low details of the sad image and the high details of the happy image and recombine those two back, you have the same impact as the Mona Lisa. What does that mean? It means when you're not looking at the smile, you're perceiving it with the part of the eye that does not have a lot of neurons, low resolution. So when you don't look at her face directly, you see sad, because out of the corner of your eye, you're seeing the low frequency details. When you look at it directly on your phobia, now you're seeing the high frequency details, and now you're looking at what your brain perceives as smile. It's a trick I've done with computer graphics for movies a lot. So that's it. That literally is a breakdown of the secret of the Mona Lisa right there. That's it. You do it with any photograph. You do it with your cell phone. I showed you how. It's not even that big a deal. To extrapolate high frequency detail, low frequency detail. Anybody else who's a Photoshop person, I'll tell you real quick, and you can play back this video later and figure it out. If you take an image and blur it, subtract it from the original, you now have the high frequency details. Bam, that's it. The difference between that and the original is the low frequency. Bam, just said it really fast. Not expecting anybody to necessarily get it, but hopefully in concept you did. We have high detail in the center of our eye, low detail on the side. If the image, the low frequency details are perceived from our side, we see sad. In this case, we look at it with a phobia, we see happy. Totally crap that out on you guys. I don't know if anybody cares. Yeah, the fairy, right? I mean, similar theme, right? I think the model for that was kind of inspired by my wife, too. The face on that one, the fairy looked a lot like my wife. Definitely some similarities. I don't know that it was inspired by, but yeah, thematically, thank you for bringing that up. This is similar to the fairy. It's cool that you look. why? What does your wife think you're sculpting an ex of yours? Do you think this looks like an ex of mine? If so, which one? And who are you that you know who my exes are? What are you talking about? Did I say it looked like an ex of mine? When I finish it, I'm going to cast it in resin, and then based on the success of that, I'll cast it in bronze. And then there's a gallery here in Kansas City. I'm going to put it in about 6 months. No, I don't think I did. If I did a total 40 slip, no, I don't think this is. No, I don't think anything is based on an ex of mine. I mean, my exes were all people who kind of had bodies like this for sure, but not specifically inspired me or hasn't been my thought process by any means. I can say they all look like this. Several of them look like this, but yeah, I don't think I was in my process thinking that. That's really kidding me. Thank you. Yeah, I think the bronze would be cool, right? I did mention her, but it's been like a week ago that I mentioned our school model. Is that what we're talking about? And she was, I had kind of like a relationship with her, but it was like completely in the dynamic of model and artist. I never once had a conversation with her. Just year after year, I drew the same girl. Very unique and interesting kind of, right? Like relationship. I just think about that, like have that kind of relationship with somebody. You're just like, it's Tuesday morning. I'm going to work. She's going to work. I'm going to class. Right? And this is what that looks like. She's got to go to work. I got to go to class. And she and I had a relationship, if you will. We still have drawings of her. I found one the other day here at the house. I don't even know what her name is. I kind of made up a story maybe about her in my mind, like who she was. It probably seemed like this was her job. She needed a job. She showed up when she clearly didn't want to be there, and did a good job. If you're talking about the same story I'm thinking of. I was very appreciative of her. I guess that's kind of what it comes down to. I was very appreciative of that one. In judo, you call it uki. Right? The uki is a gift, right? The uki is giving you the gift of their body, right? They're letting you practice. They're giving you their body to practice on. That is the role of uki, and it's highly respected, right? To be uki is a highly respected thing in judo culture. That's kind of how I viewed her. Like she was really, like I really valued her and respected her and what she was giving me. What? It's like we get so many different softwares running. It's like there's just always something. Always something. And see what I say to you guys sometimes, you guys specifically, but I have said in the stream before, like, I'm very appreciative of you because you're giving me the number one thing you have. Your number one asset, the number one thing you have to give anyone is you. And you guys are showing up here and spending time with me. And that is, I'm highly appreciative, just like the uki and judo. I am extremely appreciative of the fact that you guys are giving me you by showing up here. It means a lot to me, actually, that you find the return on investment and the value in giving me you, just like that girl gave me her. Or just like uki and judo gives Tori their body for that moment. It's a gift. So I consider you guys a gift. A gift from you to me, to be here. That I don't take for granted. I actually feel like you guys are half of the art equation. Perceiving it, participating in it, is half of the process of creation. So, highly valued. You. Time is the essence, exactly. My wife is not an artist. Yeah, brace yourself. My wife's a psychologist. Big surprise. Best friend from high school. When I told him I was marrying a psychologist, he's like, well, that's just too easy. That's just too easy. That should be good. Easy for her or easy for me? There's no art without the spectator. Not as bad as when my boyfriend tells people I'm a mortician. Love it. Love it. I presume that means you are a mortician? That's not just a joke? I mean, I guess it's funny one way, it's awesome the other. many hours of 3D print this? I don't know. I am very tempted to scan it before I start the process of casting and molding. I might give it a good 3D scan. Just to have. In case the casting and molding process goes tragically freaking wrong. Love, peace, chicken, and grease. Godspeed. I'll be back and observe the process. But got it! I don't know what you just said, but that was a lot of free association. Thank you. Do I have wire structure support? I need to demonstrate. Bam, right there. 5/16, all thread steel. Entire skeleton is made of that. Is this AI? Is this AI? How the hell do you even ask that question? Is this AI? Yo, get the hell out of here. Who are you? Is this AI? What does that mean? What do you think you're asking? Random hands of different views. What does that have to do with AI? Thank you. All right. Well, I don't know what you think AI is, but no. There's no AI in this, in any of this. Assuming I am real. The Descartes sensibility of it. You know what? You're gonna ask me the question: is this AI? You better know who Descartes is. If you don't, go look him up now. Go educate yourself. If you ask you a question like, "Is this AI random?" You need to at least be able to back it up with some philosophy, like who is Descartes? Well, thank you. I appreciate it for you. Well, sometimes I wish I had a Control Z. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate you. And there we go. You produce content? Oh, good God. Gifting is suspended because I don't like something I just did. Good God, TikTok is a pain in the harness. Yo, the wobbling is not scary because it's she's bolted down with steel. So yes, it's wobbling, but it's going nowhere. It's wobbling. Let me demonstrate. The amount of wobbling is literally the amount I can bend this steel. Yes, I can bend this steel with my arms, right? And it's wobbling. It's fucking going nowhere. It would take 200 pounds to knock this thing down. So yeah, it's not going anywhere. Who's buying this art? I don't give a shit. How about that? Let me retort. I don't give a shit who's buying this art. If somebody wants to, then I may or may not give a shit about them. But answering that specific question is not of an interest to me. Thank you. Just playing at my old art school, playing at Pratt in New York. Dude, I haven't been back to Pratt since I graduated in '98. I haven't been back there. I don't fire this. This is oil-based clay. And so I'm gonna cast it. I'm gonna mold it, silicone mold, and I will cast it. I will cast you out! So yeah, I'm gonna go to bronze on this at the end. Yes, this will go to bronze. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. There you go. Knock that out. Why not? Thank you. Well, in one arm, the big thing is a bird, phoenix. All right, it spins around. As a phoenix in her left hand will be total rough. I just did it tonight, total rough. And then in her right hand is a knife. I'm gonna just transition. The power of my mind. Dude, I've already explained to you guys tonight how the Mona Lisa smile worked. Now you want to know my technical explanation for doing camera transitions live? Man. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Personal flattery. Like I said earlier, I'm human and I need to be loved. Meaning I have ego too. So, thank you. I don't see Angelina. Okay. Oh, Angelina Jolie. Well, I did work with old Angelina one time on Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I did some photography of her. I did some VFX of that film. I'll tell you, I can tell you flat out what similarities this character, this face has with Angelina's, the profile. The ratio. Angelina's basically what I'm trying to say. Angelina has an angle to her skull between her chin and her forehead, which is very acute, like weird, and you don't even notice on film. But this sculptor has that same angle. If I were to address why someone might think this look like Angelina, that'd be it. I know this because I took macro photography of her eye, and my face was about 2 inches away from her face in that situation. Oh, me looking the way the camera there. Nice. Thank you. Thank you. What time is it? Yeah, every 20 seconds, cameras do a 5-second transition, if that's what you're asking. There's just 3 cameras. I don't think it was that big of a mystery, honestly. Just wrote a little script, a little piece of software to do the transitions. I think it's time for a little bit more. Show you guys one friggin'. Can I get in a spot? There we go. There's where the camera is. That's when I get there. We go. Little blends. Because it's the middle of the goddamn night. Alright, blends where you work. Where do you work, Tay? You want presumably a bar or something? You're a bartender. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm sorry if I've already asked this. We were covered. What part of the world are you in? Washington State. All right. Well, I've been to a lot of bars, but I don't really know much about the operations of bars. I'm about to find out because I'm going into business. A couple guys here in Kansas City. We're open a gallery / nightclub, and I'm about to learn a lot. My job is the art, curation, visual stimulus, basically doing and creating the things to get people to want to come to the bar. And I know fuck all about running a bar. Thank you, God. Thank you, brother. Well, I'm glad to inspire you, Beau. Michelle, maybe. It's awesome. The number one reason I do this is to inspire. Makes me feel good for shit. Great. What's the story behind the piece? Well, you tell me. What do you see? What's the story behind this piece? You see one floating in the air. She's receiving, her hands are open. She's receiving the bird. She's not grasping it or trapping it. The bird's landing in her hand. She's receiving a bird. Bird landing in her hand is, I don't know if you can tell because I just started it tonight, but it's supposed to be made of flames. And in her other hand, she holds a knife. There's other subtle, things talk about her hair. Hopefully it's indicative of flame. All of that. She has a pleasant smile on her face. I've noticed from my side right now that I'm looking, she looks like she's smiling. And from this side, she actually looks a little bit sad, which is kind of interesting. I like that. It wasn't intended, but I like it. So you tell me, what do you think the story is? Well, thank you. I'm glad you're inspired. I mean, I live in a world of cognitive emotion. Like if it doesn't excite me intellectually and emotionally, I'm just not gonna do it, right? I'm just gonna stop. It's important to me to maintain both. She will absolutely not knock over because her skeleton is made of 5/16 all thread steel. She has a skeleton made of that. It would take a lot more than a hammer to knock her over. She wobbles, right? Because steel bends, right? Even the steel holding the bird up, but she's going nowhere. And then this tabletop she's on is inch-thick wood. She's bolted into. And the turntable she's on is cast iron, weighs about 50 pounds. Can hold, I don't know, 500 pounds. going nowhere. I definitely like the idea of engaging in people buying it, you know, because I want her to exist in other people's lives when I'm done with her. Yeah, so I'll probably make a resin so she's price point available to people, but then I'll make bronze for, you know, serious collectors. I'm going to put it in a gallery here in Kansas City, about 6 months. To answer your question. Thank you, Karen. Mona, good night. Thank you for coming. It's fantastic to see you. We got some Nihongo in there. No, that's Korean. I'm sorry, someone's speaking Korean. I don't know any Korean. But thank you for coming. Yeah, I'm kind of winding down myself. I'm going to take kids to school tomorrow, apparently. Yeah, more Korean, but I absolutely cannot read it. So, thank you. I've been working on her since January 7th, off and on. Time off for bad behavior, got sick. A couple hours here and there. I think I'm probably 50 hours in, if I had to guess right now. But those are 50 hours streaming, so I'm like spending half my time talking to people. Katrina, take a look at my website. You can actually get pretty cheap prints if you're into it. Like, you really want some of my art, like, I'm pushing on it, but you're really into it. Check out Beau.art. There's a Medusa there. If you like this, I bet you'll like Medusa I did, and you can get a print kind of cheap, like 12 bucks or something, I think. I don't know how much it costs. I'm sorry, I don't know how much it costs, but you can get, you know, an expensive print if you want to. You know, prints are super high quality. It's wobbling, but it will not break. That is solid steel in there, so it's not going anywhere. Okay, so I just got told that I've got semi-nudity and sexuality on my stream again, and I'm pretty freaking tired of TikTok, so I'm gonna call it a night. Love you guys a lot. Thank you for coming. I'm not gonna deal with TikTok telling me I'm a dirty boy anymore, because it's got fucked up views on what's appropriate. I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow night. I'll do it again tomorrow night. Good body. Holy crap, you were still up, dude. Holy crap, why are you awake? Well, thanks, man. Love you. Love all y'all for showing up. We'll do it again tomorrow night. I'll stop and restart my stream every time TikTok thinks I'm a dirty boy. Why not? Yeah. See you next time, Shay. Thank you. Charengo and Excelencia. Thank you. I'll ship it. Yeah, I can ship to Canada. To answer your question, Katrina. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it'll ship to Canada. I use a Printful, which would go absolutely pretty sure. So, anyway. All right. Love you guys. Thank you. Good night.